time to put up or shut up.
Yep.
And so it'll be interesting. I really do. But even on heroes, I expect Berserk and Fierce to really play aggressively. But
Manny with
you can.
an Obi-Wan, from what I've seen, and when I've played against him the past couple of weeks, is actually a real dangerous thing, since he can get in there fast, and with Obi-Wan's combo, he can get in, get some hits. If he doesn't kill them, he'll get out just as fast.
I'm also curious to see how much space Devastator and Caamen allow one another, just because things like that. That was a good play. It was a good push.
Manny and Fierce
down. They got to pick up.
Manny and Fierce have an uncanny ability to disrupt teams too.
Yeah. Oh, good kill. Oh,
but he didn't fall.
No. He picked it back up.
Turned into a backslash.
That was a good start. They probably should go move to the back and heal. You could heal Cantina, but I think in a situation like this, when you're playing against these guys, I'd rather move and not let them get comfortable.
Nope, Devastator's going for it.
Definitely not showing any fear of the moment being too big. So that's a good sign for them.
It would appear I've broken the camera somehow.
It looks like Fierce picked up Caamen. I didn't see it on mine, but it's 2v1. It looks like a Devastator went up to the top.
No, you should be seeing the same thing I'm seeing. So, actually, I like it better that way anyway, because then it's like if the streamer's watching one thing and the commentators are watching another, and they comment on it, the people didn't see it.
Yeah. Okay. So they took out the droid. They're still playing it pretty cautiously. Manny's trying to push it.
Unfortunate tumble. Something I've noticed about Devastator and Caamen when I was 2v2ing them earlier is they like to keep all the health droids broken, say for maybe one that they can control.
I think on villains, it behooves you to go ahead and destroy the health droids. I think that's not a terrible idea in the first place, especially ones that are not in the cantina. Just because then you don't have to play the game of trying to chase the heroes around the map. That's definitely a strategy you can use if you're confident that that you'll be able to keep yourselves alive.
Especially if you can get some good chip damage in on chokes here and there.
It makes saber throws even more effective because you can't immediately heal from them.
So far, Caamen and Caamen and Devastator are doing a good job of controlling the field and the flow.
They really are. I really think the biggest thing is they've been able to pin Manny whenever he's pushed, and I feel like that was kind of the key. Manny's gonna try to force the issue, and whether you can and put himself in bad spots sometimes because he is such a good player, he can compensate, but you have opportunities to make a play. They got lucky on that. They about messed up.
I'll be honest, I'm not sure. That might have been on purpose as a bait.
I don't know. That's pretty. I don't know if I would have done that.
That's pretty big brain, but
yeah, I don't know about that. They keep getting on top of each other, Caamen and Devastator, and you have to be careful on that so you don't get. I think for villains, you want space because you can make more plays.
Especially with a Vader, you want the Vader being able to come in out of nowhere.
Yeah, you want to spread them out like that and play one-on-one if you can. See, Caamen did a good job. He marked Fierce so that it turned into a one-on-one between the Vader and the and Manny, and they took advantage of the matchup. And that's really what villains is about is trying to utilize your matchups and turn it into small one-on-ones. That was a good play by Fierce. Getting the Vader on the ground.
Very much so.
I'm not sure how Devastator let him push him off the building. Oh, nice pickup. That's just anticipation by Fierce. He saw what was happening ahead of time and was ready to make the play.
He knew exactly what to do with it.
Yeah. And it makes it look so easy, but you have to be thinking 2 or 3 moves ahead the whole time in order to pick up kills like that.
Is Volt? Yeah, Volt's doing the score. Okay. Thank you, Volt.
We'll see. Caamen still is still marking Fierce. I've noticed that that's kind of been the matchup. Is team damage off?
It is, yes.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, to me, if team damage is off, that lets that is beneficial for Fierce and Manny because it lets them play really, really fast without worrying about hurting one another. So,
especially
I was
in the
surprised
instance,
he made that move.
Yeah, in the instance of what just happened there too.
Right. Yeah.
It lets him get away with that.
Yeah. Depending on who you are playing, you can kind of manipulate the rules where if you felt like that would behoove you to have it off or on. We normally played with the team damage on, but it is definitely something that you can play a different style when it's like that. So
it definitely changes the flow of the game. Like, as much as people want to say it's just... Yes, we did it, but as much as people want to say it's just so we can team kill whoever's in danger or just to avoid healing, it also changes the play styles and the flow of the game in a way that we were just more used to.
And you don't have to be nearly as precise because you don't have to worry about taking off half your teammates' health, and you're okay with putting them down. But I mean, it opens up other possibilities of moves you can make. That was a good move by Manny, getting behind him. And see, this is where they get really dangerous. You simply can't let them get up on you like that, especially when you're the Vader.
That, and it's actually dangerous for the two of them, because especially with the hard roll on spawn killing in here, you don't know when Caamen's going to be back in.
Yeah, they have to get out, which they did. I'm curious. They've stayed in this area the whole time. I'm surprised there's not more map movement. I guess everybody's fine with how everything's been going so far.
It is.
Do we have a score?
Yeah, I believe the score is 6-6 right now, so it's actually 6-6.
Okay. Yeah. See, I would be upset with that if I'm Devastator and Caamen on villains. That's a good kill by Berserk. And then they traded. You just on villains, you never want to trade. That's about the last thing you want to do.
I think
only because you have the advantage.
I think the only instance in which I would want to trade on villains is if I know if my teammate has just died and they're about to 2v1 me and I know I'm not going to live anyway, I might as well take one of them.
Oh, if you're low? Yeah, no, if you're low and you're like, I'm going to die because of X, Y, or Z, I get that, but in most instances, I'd rather take my life and keep going, and not give them a freebie on villains. You got to make them earn it.
Even if that means running all the way to the city or around the arena or whatever, just don't let them have the kill.
Yeah. You just in a game like this where the choker can be so dominant, you have to take advantage of that, and you don't want to give any. Right? Oh man! See, man, he's going for the push. Let's see what Fierce pushed him out of the way. I think Fierce thought he could push him and tumble. I know there's some weird tumbles on PC. See, Manny let him do that. Manny intentionally let him get choked in order to for him to make the play right there. That wasn't by accident.
No. There is a lot of merit in using yourself as bait for stuff, which...
Well, especially when they're down a player and it's the choker. He definitely did that intentionally so that he could get the kill. Because they're okay, if I'm Manny and Fierce, I'm okay with trading with the choker on heroes.
Yeah.
It's a totally different mindset.
Because the goal more than anything is to, if you have heroes first, just keep up with them. And then when you get on villains, just smash it.
All you have to do is keep... I mean, especially when you have a choker. Like, I'm assuming Berserk's probably going to play choker. That was a good play by Devastator. See...
From what I remember, I think Manny has been doing a lot of Vader, while Fierce has been on Maul.
Fierce is an elite Maul, so that doesn't really surprise me. And you have Fierce going arena, and that's the way you do it. Is you spawn somewhere else so that they can't just chase you down 2-on-1, and you relocate the battle. There's no reason to constantly just hold serve just for the sake of doing it. You'd much rather move. Devastator's trying to make a play here. He's making a push.
Oh.
He's got to be careful, though, being in such close proximity to the courtyard doing a float choke. You're easily going to run yourself out of stamina.
Oh, but he got the kill.
He's too low. He's too low. Yep.
Don't.
Berserk's trying to push it, but he knows Fierce is coming. That's the whole reason why he does it. You've noticed that he'll keep going because he knows Fierce is going to come with him. Especially on the 2-on-1.
It's so wild seeing teamwork like that because that's not what I'm used to anymore.
He knows he's going to come with him, and so you can create so many more plays when you push it like that. But you have to know that your teammate's going to be there. Otherwise, you're giving away free kills. Because it could have easily turned into a Devastator choke.
And Fierce is good for that because he... Oh,
yeah, he'll be there. Fierce put himself in a bad spot. You want to save Manny if you can. If you can make the push, that's great. But ultimately, I mean, he just gave him a second kill.
Yeah.
I could see that going either way. I know what he's thinking on that. I can make this play. But
and on
you
top
just
of
gave him
that,
a free point.
On top of that, going down there, even trying to save him if he had so little health that he died from one backslash, there was no point trying to save him and putting yourself in the courtyard as a hero.
Absolutely. No, and they probably shouldn't have. Well, I mean, I'm okay with them healing in the courtyard with the Vader kind of neutralizing that, but yeah, Fierce probably shouldn't have went down there. I think that was
very much a sorry, I can't help you moment.
Yeah, exactly, and they lost the point because of it. But we'll see. Good push. He waited for the choke in order to make that push, but Fierce wasn't there.
Manny's good enough at telling what people are going to do that it almost seems like he can read button inputs before they're even happening.
He's definitely anticipating what you're going to do before you've ever done it. And that's the only way you can play that fast, is anticipation. It looks like Fierce is trying to push it. And I really enjoyed the spacing that Manny and Berserk have had. Playing with that much spacing on heroes shows you have a lot of confidence that you're not going to get dismantled one-on-one with the choker, and that's just a lot of confidence in your individual partner at that point.
There is a certain point of if the person you're playing with is good enough, you can give them more freedom because
exactly. Well, yes,
you know they're most likely 8 times out of 10 Manny's not going to get outplayed.
No.
And if he does, you know when it's going to be because when he's going to do something stupid on purpose.
Yeah, I mean it's just a calculated move on their part. You generally can tell who's the most comfortable and who's really in charge of the tempo of the game by how much spacing they allow themselves. You'll see players right on top of one another when they're worried that they're going to get one-on-one.
Oh, looks like Caamen.
Devastator's trying to move in for the choke, but he missed. It was a good try, but it was Caamen was in a bad spot.
He was, and I notice in his defense,
he should have went for that choke.
PC choke is just ugly. Oh, the tumble.
Yeah, when you're playing Vader, and it's a hard thing to teach yourself, but you have this inclination to want to back up and choke, but you're automatically going to tumble yourself. You need to walk into it. I know it's weird, and you're trying to avoid damage. You just gotta walk into it. So if you're backing up and you get hit once, you're done. It's gonna tumble you.
It's unfortunate against a Luke too, because in every time if you get in a combo fight with a Luke as Vader, you're gonna lose just because Luke will get that second swing faster. You're both gonna hit each other and stun each other, but he's gonna get his hit back up faster than you're going to. Oh,
yeah, you saw Manny though. Also, he put himself in that position where against Devastator to let himself get choked. I see Caamen switch to Vader. We'll see how effective he is versus Devastator. Devastator picked up that kill. They've got him isolated right now. Fierce is on the move though. And that's what he probably should have done when he was at the arena. Was you gotta cut your losses sometimes and not turn 1 point into 2 points.
Yep.
And so now they're back together. In our previous match with Josh and David, I saw them a lot of times fighting 2-on-1 because they would get off spawn with one another. And that doesn't happen, or shouldn't happen when you're aware of it.
No, it it's hard to stay alive in the 2v1 situation, especially in a game of this caliber, like these 4 people, but it's best to just, even if you have to, make them swap their spawn. If you have to, have them spawn in arena as you're just going over there.
Exactly. That was a good throw. Look, Devastator's trying to push again. Oh man, he got him though.
The good throws come in when, what Caemen's doing now, just get out, because there's no point. The Fierce will get good throws in because a lot of the time if Manny's in your face, you have to pay attention to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
You cannot ignore him.
And I love what they're doing here. They're just making them really uncomfortable. If you can do that when you're on heroes against the villains and not let them get in a rhythm, that's a huge deal. They're just trying to make them really uncomfortable, letting Berserk get up in their face a lot. See.
Oh,
good.
But he's not going to be able to go. Oh, nope.
Oh, Caamen's got it. Well, see, I think he's trying to bait Fierce. He should have just went down and got it, probably. No, they got 2. Nice. Oh, no, he missed it.
He's just letting it go, like he should.
Yeah.
The longer he keeps him down, though, the more time he has for Fierce
is going to be in. Yep. He's in. That, on Caamen's part, sometimes you just have to go ahead and go for it. I know he's trying to bait to get the second one, but,
it's best not to be greedy.
No, yeah, especially with these guys, they're going to make plays on you whenever you just sit there and let them think about it.
It's people like Manny, Fierce, and Ninja who you can't allow them to let their minds run. Like, you can't give them those extra few seconds to think of a plan.
No, you take your kill and you move on, even if you're... especially on villains. If you're on heroes and you're trying to just and make a play, I get it. But on villains, when you should be winning the kills, just take your kill.
Yep.
That was a good push by Fierce.
Oh, and delivered him right to Manny.
Yeah. See, right now, Manny and Fierce are sandwiching them, which is something we would do a lot, and it really just makes it impossible for you to block because you can't block from both sides, and it allows you to pick it up.
It's true. The only downside I find to sandwiching, but it works so well for people like Manny, Fierce, and you, and most of the people in V, is they have to have the wherewithal to know, okay, we're on either side of them. Let's move in on the one now. Because if you take too long, then sometimes that sandwich turns into a quote-unquote conga line, and they figure out, oh, well, I'm between the 2 of them, but I could just go for this one that's next to my other teammate. And then the person on the far end can't get over there in time to save them. Yes.
Yeah, no, you definitely have to know that and recognize what your position is, but that's definitely what they were doing. That was a good kill by Caamen and Devastator in the hero spawn. That can be really difficult to do. I know it was on PS2. I don't know what the meta is as far as switching your spawn, but I know it was always difficult to do to kill heroes in their spawn. When they fought in Hero's Corner, it was really difficult. So that's a good kill by them.
Mm-hmm.
They moved the match over in the back, which I think from the beginning. I like the Vader with all the buildings. I just do. I think it gives them an advantage.
It's especially on PC. It's dangerous to have Vader out here because since he can bubble hop now, he can get around so easy.
That's a really good point. Something I haven't really seen myself, but with the Vader bubble hop, it's just that much more important to keep him on buildings and to choke around bubbles. Which, so yeah, I'm glad that they took the fight out here. I think they'll be more successful. That was a good kill by Devastator. This is where they got to make their move.
Yeah,
if they're going to get him. And you need to have that internal timer because Berserk's coming, and you have to know when to cut it.
Especially because Berserk's quick. If once he's in, he's going to be making a move immediately.
Which he's in right now. He's not too worried about Fierce though. It looks like Fierce is in a good spot. They're gonna be back up.
I would say he's saber throwing to let his presence be known so that they won't make the move, because as soon as they saw Manny, they were like, well, time's up. We can't go for it.
What a play. I'm surprised that he was able to get that. But
and Fierce is gonna get it.
They got the trade. I'm okay with that. If I'm Fierce and Manny, I'm good with that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the up and downside of the way Berserk plays. He's going to make a lot of plays, but he's going to put himself in some tough spots, and you're going to rely on Fierce to be able to pick up those kills. That was good. He tried to pop off the bubble to get the double tumble.
It would have been magnificent if it worked.
Yeah. You know,
Fierce denying him the ability to get up there. There's absolutely no reason
you'll have to abandon when he gets up there. Yeah, you'll have to jump. You can see Devastator's moving. See, this is where I'm surprised. Fierce should be forcing the issue against Devastator right now. He's 1-on-1, and I like my chances with the choker trying to save in this kind of fight. And Manny's marking Caamen right now. Good job. So this should be a Fierce Devastator 1-on-1. And then you're okay with Manny versus Caamen. See, they're on both sides of them right now. I'm curious to see which one they pick on. But Devastator and Caamen are sticking together the best they can, so they can't get isolated.
Which is very good, because if Manny or Fierce gets between the two of them, then it's over for them.
Yep. And that's just Fierce being aggressive. Now they're gonna risk it. There you go.
He shouldn't have tried to go for that push, Devastator.
He was in a tough spot, because as soon as especially when they get the choker out, they're fine with just going all the way, all in after him.
Especially because with Maul's terrible block, once he's by himself, it's best to just get on him, because he's not going to be able to keep up. If somebody's trying to push him from a not perfect block point, while somebody else is trying to combo him.
Well, and I think you have to think about, it's a relatively low risk, high reward kind of play. I mean, what's the worst thing that happens? He blocks you, and then Manny's still there in case he gets you. I mean, okay, in best case scenario, I kill him. So here, he's just going to push him under the canopy.
Mm-hmm. The question is, they're going to both go up at the same time.
Which is what they do. And they timed it perfect. You notice how they got up onto the building with no stall?
Yep.
It looks pretty easy, but it's really crucial to do whenever you're going to try to do something like that, because if you stall for too long, it doesn't matter. They'll get down there and kill you.
Yeah. And then, by the time they're done killing your teammate, you've already used half your energy getting up there, and there's not much else you can do about it. Yep.
I really feel like in these last few kills that the villains have been on the defensive. They've kind of been back on their heels. They need to set back up and try to again let Manny push the issue and then take advantage of when they overextend themselves.
Oh, it looks like we're traded to an Anakin.
Which against somebody like Fierce May, I don't think is a bad idea. I really don't.
No, because you're not gonna need to worry about. Oh,
good play.
If the aerial wouldn't have got him, then the combo was there waiting.
And they both win, and that's the most important thing, is they both win. You have to commit to it if you're going to make a play like that, because otherwise your teammates
done with perfect timing too.
Yeah.
But with the Anakin, as you said, with him being on the defensive, the Anakin's going to be better for somebody like Manny, because you don't need to worry about getting around quicker with Vader, because Manny is going to come to you every time.
Exactly. And whenever I would play Manny 1-on-1, I preferred an Anakin against him. I just felt like, you didn't really need to force the issue with Manny. He's gonna come after you and try to make plays. Mm-hmm. And the Anakin lets you not have the poor block that Vader has, so you can't get a lot of lucky combos on him.
Yeah. Which, especially on PC, is far more dangerous than it ever was on PS2.
And I think it's so interesting, the different nuances between the console and the PC, and the way you can manipulate that to play the game. I mean, this looks to me very much like a PS2 match, but I'm sure there's little things about it that are different.
There are, especially like the number one thing, as I'm sure you've noticed, is you can tumble on basically the air itself. with just
Yeah,
one
I've seen
bad
some weird
push.
tumbles.
Like, there's a lot of
Good
times
play.
that, you know me, I would end up putting myself in a position where I'm like, I'm gonna be fine if I get pushed here, so whatever. Or I get pushed up in the air, and I'm thinking,
Oh my.
oh, this... Are we gonna go
Berserk
for
is
the spawn
going
kill?
super hard right now.
Just get some chip
Good
damage
throw.
and go.
You can't let him make plays like that.
No.
That's when he's dangerous. You just can't.
Biggest
just
nude of 2009, by the way.
Good push. Okay, he's got to make a choice. Oh well. Okay, so they just.
It's a trade.
I don't know. I mean, I'm good. I guess 2-on-1. I don't know if Caamen should have went down there. Could he have not stayed up there and saber thrown? I couldn't really tell.
I couldn't see him to tell, especially because, as you see, Manny's camera is wild sometimes. But if I had to guess, it looked like he was on the door from there. And I mean, if he was down there anyway. Because on top of the building, Manny just would have had a height advantage one way or another.
Yeah. Yeah, I just didn't know if he was up top because, you know, if you're up top with him and he pushes you, no big deal. But when you're on the ground and you decide to do that, I don't know. You can look at it both ways. Also, Devastator needed to be there faster. He knew what was going to happen. He knew that that push was gonna come. He should have been there quicker. But that's just anticipation and takes practice. So. I think Fierce and Manny have really used the map really well. You've seen them rotate quite a bit. They've done an excellent job of that.
Very much so.
Not letting anybody get comfortable. Doing the same thing over and over again is just a really easy way to give up free kills because the other team gets used to what you're going to do. It just makes you way more predictable.
It throws you in your usual positions that they're going to learn counters for.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. I mean, that's why playing over here is it's great and all, but everybody plays over here, so it's really easy for players to get used to countering. I'm surprised he went with the sprint attack. I felt like he could have waited for a push.
He has the freedom to do so at least, but it looks like he's getting punished.
Yeah.
Prolonging the fight now.
But like we've said, that's going to be things that happen to Manny. That's part of what makes Manny good, but it's also one of the things that's going to get him killed. Because, you know, good choke by Caamen. He anticipated him going up the side of that ramp.
Yeah.
But I mean, Pierce didn't really have a choice. He was kind of stuck if he stayed down there.
In that alleyway, there's really only two exits. Like, Caamen had a 50-50 chance of knowing exactly what he was going to do.
Yeah, I don't know how much force Fierce had. He could have tried to jump up top. I'm not sure. But we'll see. They're still okay with playing the one-on-ones, which, I mean, I don't see any reason not to if I'm the heroes right now. It looks like you've been really successful doing it. He's sandwiched again. Yep. Good play. See, this is where they're going to get you.
Yep, and then Manny turned around immediately to keep Caamen away.
Yep, and it's so important to mark people whenever you're going to do things like that. Excellent play by Fierce. And see, whenever they get you 2-on-1, fast break, they're going to force the issue, and they're okay with putting themselves in a bad spot because they know the other one's going to be there.
I think Fierce and Manny need one more.
Is it okay? So it's 29. What's do you know what the other is? I'm sorry.
Looks like 6 plus 15, 21? 20, yeah, 21. So 29 to 21, I think.
29-21, okay. That's like, side right there.
Yeah, it looks like that might be
it. So 30 to 21 on the first side.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to spawn in just to make sure, but... Not that anybody would lie, but I like having it on camera just in case.
Oh, they've restarted the map.
Oh, well. Oh, well. If nothing else, it's still
15 and
the
15,
kills to go
there you
by.
go.
Yeah.
And 9 and 12. Okay.
It's expected for Manny to have more deaths, though.
Yes.
Because he's generally the initiator.
Yep. Yeah, that's part of his game.
there's also the fact to keep in mind that actually a lot of Manny's deaths, or even just him getting low health, is what turns into kills for Fierce anyway.
Yes. Yeah, it's a lot of playing off of Manny's aggressiveness and relying on the fact that when he can 2-on-1 for long enough that you're going to be able to make a play and not die immediately. But if I'm Devastator and Caamen, this is a really tough spot. I mean, heroes are naturally at a disadvantage with the choke against the choker, and then you lose the first side. I think on this one, you're really going to have to try to manipulate the tempo as much as you can. Try to play slow sometimes. Try to play fast.
We did call
but
it,
it's going to be tough.
Manny is choking,
and he's gonna keep attacking him.
He's far more dangerous with Vader's speed as well, because Manny by himself is already a fast enough player, but now he can be essentially anywhere in an instant.
Yeah, his anticipation and speed really set him apart. They're still trying to feel everybody out. I always think it's interesting on the first kill. The first kill seems like it's always kind of a slow kill.
It's because nobody wants to have that mental issue of knowing I've been first blood.
Yeah. It's just kind of like getting in the ring. You're trying to feel them out. But it's a good kill by Devastator. They're going to have to play this. Before, if they would have won the villain side, I would say they could play this really cautiously and kind of hold hands and be able to stay close together. But they're just going to have to make plays. They don't have a choice in order to win this.
Very much so. And the only reason Devastator gets killed there is because Manny, once again, is such a good decoy. He came in busy. Caamen didn't probably might not have even known that he needed to save Devastator at that point.
Yeah, I think the way to combat that is when Manny comes for you have to make him pay, and then you have to mark Fierce. And those two things are not easy to do. I mean, it's easy to say, but it's not easy to do. Mm-hmm. But that's the way to combat that. He's got to push him, or he can hit him. I guess team damage is off, so.
Yeah, so it does bring up but the tactic of hit your down teammate to get him up.
Yeah. I probably would have pushed him so he didn't get saber thrown, but. It is what it is.
There is a choice from time to time too. I do find myself switching a lot between, like, if I see the saber coming, just push them.
Yeah. If they were slow on it, oh man. Yeah. It's going to be tough because you'll notice as they play, they're going to isolate one of them, and then Fierce is going to mark the other, and it's going to turn into 2 kills really fast.
Yeah.
I really think they need to change their positioning. I don't know why they keep spawning in on that building. They need to go to the hero's corner or somewhere else. They need to change their locale.
Yeah, this big open area is far too good for a Vader to be all over the place.
You could even go to the courtyard. I don't think that's a terrible idea right here, especially with Manny being so aggressive. I would not be surprised you'd get some chances where Manny's in the courtyard. That was good. That was a good play. See what Devastator does. He needed the bail there. Yep, he just gave him a free one.
To be honest, the worst part about it is you could tell he wanted to bail, but Manny with Vader is just too fast.
He's too fast. No,
they find themselves once again with their back to a wall here.
Yeah, you're really letting yourself get pinned down by spawning here over and over again. I really think that they need to space out a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Even if they switch to the corner and start getting trapped in the corner still has more to work with, I think.
I think so. It's just not as easy for them to set up on you like this.
Yeah.
And then you can also switch to arena if you had to. I mean, like, there's lots of options.
For this base...
Oh my. That was a good play by Fierce. He anticipated him running up that ramp.
The sticky feet.
And Manny's there.
I saw the sticky feet on Devastator.
Yeah.
He might have gotten.
And you notice how Berserk got there. Like, he was ready to make that save. And he was there again. It's really hard whenever you're the choker getting put into save positions. It can be. It's ideal when there's only one hero in, of course, but it can be difficult being in safe positions like that. So that was a good play.
Especially bad for somebody like Vader when you get in the safe position, but you get pushed because there's three pushers fighting, and Vader, once he's in the air, is so slow at getting back.
Yeah.
Because the float is just not fast.
And see, this is where you can get Manny and Fierce. You know, you got Manny going. He went really aggro, and you got him. And then you're 2-on-1 with Fierce. But you have to know you're on a timer right now because Manny's going to be in very quickly. And so you got to have that. It's just like a quarterback. You have to have that internal timer before you get sacked. Because now Berserk's in, and so if you're, I don't know, this is a tough spot. But at least I think in the courtyard, that definitely gives them an advantage over the Vader. It makes Manny less effective, at least.
Because down here, like, if he's not on top of these buildings, the only other thing he can be doing is sprinting on flat ground.
Yep. And his block is weak. I mean, Vader's block is definitely one of the things that's weak. So you can take some 50-50 shots against the Vader block when you're in the courtyard.
Yeah. Oh, looks like Devastator got a pick on Fierce. Manny.
Yeah.
He's doing what he should be doing.
Well, and you notice they tried to do kind of what Manny and Fierce do, which is both get up there and make a play. Good throw by Berserk. He's not going to let him heal. But they both didn't land on there. So it's smart that they fell off, but it shows how difficult it can be to actually execute what they've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, Pierce got a good push. So now Manny's going to mark the other. But that's why Manny's going off right now, because he knows he's 1-on-1.
He almost had him, too.
Yeah. You know, he knows when he's got his matchup, you know, and then so he goes 0 to 100 to try to catch him.
Especially because if the hero's running like that, even if you miss, there's very rarely a time the hero's going to realize what's happening and turn around and kill you.
And even then, you have Fierce, who's probably going to be there anyway. You have you want to put yourself in as many, you know, low risk, high reward kind of scenarios as you can.
Yeah.
And that's as much as one as any.
Oh, Manny found himself in a bad spot.
Yeah. But they can. Manny and Fierce can play like that. They won heroes. They can, you know, they can play as aggressive. And that's just Fierce being good.
That's quite unfortunate that, like, I would think that he should get out, but to be honest, I said in my mind there's not much of a point for Fierce getting out because he's got the know-how that he might be able to get something out of this 2v1 anyway.
No, especially without a choker. If it's just, you know, 2v1 pusher, I'm not as worried. Especially if you're, you know, an elite maul like Fierce is, you're fine with that. Because, you know, at the very least, maybe you get them both fighting you, and then Manny shows up. You know what I mean? And they aren't looking at Manny.
With the push's ability to keep both of them locked down or separated, or locked down separately, you can buy enough time for the choker to get back to you.
Yeah, you know, and then you saw Berserk's typically the one that goes down first because he is the one that puts himself in some spots and stuff. Same kind of deal. But they have to get more of them if they want to keep it, if they want a chance at actually winning this.
Yeah.
Surprised Manny didn't get that choke.
He might have changed his mind about it when he realized that the Obi-Wan was there, waiting anyway.
And he might, and I don't know if Fierce was in, so that might have been the right move. I couldn't tell. Oh, good slash.
Seeing that, maybe it's just me being bad, but I think in that position, if I was Devastator down with Manny right there, I would have just comboed as soon as I got up, because Manny was in a real bad position he could not turn around to perfect block, but he would be able to block a push.
Or at the very least, you can, if you're I couldn't tell whoever was under could try to push and see if they could get the push on Fierce up top, and then you'd have free reign to hit Manny. I mean, but they ended up getting the 2 kills anyway, so it didn't hurt them in the end, but you're right. They could. I think they could have played that a little bit differently.
I think the only reason he wouldn't have gone for the push on Fierce is because Fierce is smart enough. He knows more or less exactly where he can stand to not get
you're
pushed
probably right.
and still be in the right position to push.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good throw.
a nice snipe.
Yeah.
And then a collapse on Devastator as soon as
Yeah.
Caamen's gone.
Yeah. As soon as one of you go down, I mean, it's fast break mode. They're gonna force the issue. They're doing that really well.
It's unfortunate to have somebody like Manny doing that, because for anybody else it would take a couple of seconds or even a couple of glances towards each other for like, we're doing this right. No, Manny's just already there and going.
Yeah, and Fierce knows he's going to be there. He knows that he's going to do that, so it makes it really easy. You don't even have to communicate it. But
we have an Anakin switch.
Yeah. And see, I like it when teams decide to do this. I think anytime you change up tempo, it's a good idea. You know, it's just like having a good change up in baseball or anything else. You want to change tempo on people and change the way the game is going so they can't get comfortable.
Yeah, because if he stays with the Vader for too long, they're gonna start coming up with... Caamen and Devastator are smart. They're gonna start coming up with counters.
Yeah, well, you just don't want them to get used to it. I'd much rather than be because they're going to be used to fighting that Vader, and then you have the Anakin. It's a totally different ballgame, and Manny I expect to play a little bit differently. I mean, he's still going to push, but he's going to. Oh man, that was a good play. And see, that's what I was more thinking with. Fierce got on top of him.
Oh, and the double kill with the saber throw.
That was a hell of a throw. That was a great play by Fierce.
Yeah. I want to say, though, for Manny, the unfortunate part for him is if a choker and a pusher trade force powers, like they both do their... Just a quick slap on Fierce. If they both get their power on each other at the same time, the pusher's going to win, because the choker's going to tumble and the pusher's just going to get right back up. Oh, he must have had very low health. Yeah,
but see, like, Manny with the Anakin is able to better probably 2-on-1 them there with the Anakin block, and so he's not worried about the block dropping, and so that definitely made a difference on him picking up that kill. And see, Fierce is right in on him again. Mm-hmm. They're going to keep going. I think I couldn't tell if Manny went for the choke on that. I think that would have been a good play, though.
It was smart for them to go into, because where Fierce had just made the spawn, then they knew, well, if he's not in, then he missed the spawn. He's going to be out for at least 15 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
So then the clock starts ticking of, by the time I get over here, we have 10 seconds to kill him. Let's try to make it happen.
Yeah, good throw by Fierce.
Right across the edge of the bubble. That was an unfortunate spot for him.
Yeah, something that I've noticed has kind of been the tail of this game is that Berserk and Fierce have really, when it's been 2-on-1, it's turned into another kill. It's turned into 2 kills, and that's really what you've got to do.
They have the precision positioning to always make that happen too.
Yeah.
Like, for most people, what are we gonna have happen here?
Pierce is coming up. He's gonna push. There he goes. See, now they're on both sides of him again, but he missed his combo.
Yeah. I think he had a little mess up too. If you noticed, it looked like he was trying to get down there for the combo, but it turned into an aerial at the last second.
Yes, I think that's what he didn't anticipate, and so he kept the combo going to see if he could get a knockdown, but it was too late. There's not a lot you can do. He tried to roll behind him.
Fierce came in and was there before Caamen could even know. Oh,
yeah.
Looks like we have a good game.
Overall, I thought it kind of went how I kind of anticipated it would go. I mean, a lot of Fierce and Berserk pushing the issue, and it was just going to be whether if Caamen and Devastator could withstand the assault. But it's really hard to do. They've played for a really long time, and they've played together for a while, so it's difficult. But it's a good game by both of them. I think they both did some good things. I was impressed with Manny's willingness to make plays, and then I didn't feel like Fierce and Berserk were on top of each other, screwing each other up, even though they were oftentimes 2-on-1ing somebody. So I think that's really good.
The two of them have a good benefit for themselves of they're both solid enough players that